guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mindy. This is C Mindy Mom, and I thought I'd just shoot a little chatty video with you guys. I am sitting out on my porch and I think it's about to start raining, which is kind of crazy, but honestly rain is pretty much always welcome in July where I am. And it's a little windy, it's a little breezy, so sorry if it's a little noisy. Yeah, I think I hear the thunder, so maybe that's a good thing. It'll encourage me to keep this brief so I don't just ramble on and on and on. I had a good holiday week. My husband went to California with the children. He's on his way back real soon. And I actually spent most of it with my family, my family, my side of the family, my parents and several of my siblings, and just kind of had a real relaxing week. I wasn't cleared by my doctor to leave. She didn't want me to leave the state so soon after my surgery. I had a follow-up for my surgery. I had a hysterectomy a couple of weeks ago. Everything's going very well. She's very pleased with the way that I'm healing, but she reiterated that I must be very careful to adhere to the activity restrictions, especially lifting, that I'm not to lift anything over 15 pounds. So that's where I'm with that. But I wanted to hop on here and talk about my weight and weight loss in general, which, let me get you guys set down. I'll set you guys down over here, get you adjusted there. There we go. Which, you know, is a common topic on this channel. It's something that I have struggled with, not in a major way, I guess most people would say in a minor way, kind of with the same 20 to 30 pounds, most of them vanity pounds, that type of thing. It's something that I've often talked about, and I've been kind of hinting at. I sort of let that go for a few months while we were dealing with lots of stress, while I was preparing for this surgery. I was kind of just burnt out on dieting in general and restriction, and just sort of wanting to kind of let myself off the hook for a little while where that was concerned. And now I feel like it's time for me to kind of ease back into that, because like I said, I've always sort of had to worry about that throughout my life. I don't know if worry is the right word, but I've had to be aware of it, and likely will always have to be aware of it. I'm just not a person who can not have some rules about my eating and maintain a healthy body and healthy mindset and a healthy weight. A few months back, I kind of ditched dieting altogether. I pretty much gave it up for Lent, and I talked about that for a while, and then I sort of hopped onto this healing my metabolism train, which I did really like. And the idea is that basically all this yo-yo dieting has, did you guys hear that? Thunder. That all the yo-yo dieting can possibly do some damage, isn't the right word, I guess it's a misnomer, but for lack of a better word, damage to our metabolism, and basically teach our bodies to function on a lower caloric intake, as opposed to if we had never dieted at all and our bodies are these calorie burning machines, and you know, it's able to handle a lot of the calories that we put in. When we diet over and over again, our body eventually it adjusts to that lower caloric intake, so we either have to go much lower in order to see another result, or we give up entirely, but because our bodies have adjusted to that lower metabolic rate, we end up, you know, gaining a bunch of weight back. So I'm doing a poor job of explaining that, but I've talked about that in other videos before, so if you've been with me, you kind of know where my mind was at. I was basically trying to kind of restore my metabolism to where it was before I started all of my dieting, because I felt like I was good at maintaining my weight as long as I was eating, you know, minimal amount of points on Weight Watchers or calories for the day, and I just didn't want to live the rest of my life that way. So I did gain a little bit of weight during Lent when I gave up dieting, but it really kind of stabilized there for a long time, and it stabilized right at around 2,000 calories. When I tracked, honestly, and kept watch on it, I was able to pretty much maintain my weight at that level where I was at that weight that I was at about 2,000 calories a day. And I had tried a couple of times to cut back a little bit in an effort to lose some of the weight that I had gained, you know, attempted to do like a little mini cut, and I just had some false starts where that was concerned. I would get going and track my calories. I was trying to hit about 1,800 calories a day. I was still working out, and I would get going a few days, and then I would just kind of relapse into old habits, or something would happen that would stress me out, and I'm a stress eater. And then I got to my surgery, and for the last couple of weeks it's just been kind of eating whatever sounded good. For several days I wasn't really eating a whole lot, but I'm kind of back to my normal appetite, my normal digestion, my normal eating, and you know, I've gone overboard a few days, especially with the holidays. I didn't want to do a lot of grocery shopping or a lot of cooking because I knew that we were going to be out of town for a while. So obviously all these kinds of excuses, life's just been hectic. It's not been our usual routine, but I believe that I am ready to kind of get back to it. But I was thinking for the last couple of weeks, okay, what am I going to do? Do I want to try keto again? Do I want to do a low sugar challenge? Do I want to go back to counting my points on Weight Watchers? Do I want to go back to counting calories? And I was just overstimulated by it, and that is common for me, to be overstimulated by having too many choices and having this daunting task in front of me and not really knowing where to start. So I finally just asked myself, okay, when it comes to losing some weight in a slow and steady pace, in moderation, and in a way that is sustainable for me, what is the lowest common denominator when it comes to weight loss? What is the one thing, you know, that has to happen? And I really believe that that is creating a caloric deficit. That's just science. In order to lose weight, our bodies have to take in less energy than they are putting out there. That's just the way that it is. And it doesn't matter what approach you're working. You know, keto works because we're creating a caloric deficit. I actually discovered that whenever I tried keto back in October, November, whenever I was trying that out, and I did a little video series on it. I counted my calories too, and they were in a deficit for what my body was at that time. You know, Weight Watchers works when we're in a deficit, and in fact, a lot of us will hit a plateau when we're not in a deficit, and usually it's because we're consuming too many 0-point foods. I know some of you out there know what we're talking about, because calories still matter. And the way that people can create a deficit can be by eliminating entire food groups. Some people eliminate carbs, or they eliminate sugar. Some people eliminate gluten. Some people eliminate meat and they become vegetarians. Some people, instead of eliminating entire food groups, they will just eliminate certain times when they eat. They're doing the intermittent fasting thing, and so they consume less calories because they have a shorter window of time that they eat in. And then there are others who don't really assign any rules. They just try to count the calories and create a deficit, but not really eliminate entire meals or entire food groups. And for me, that is the approach that seems most sustainable and most doable right now, because I'm just a little overwhelmed by the thought of adopting something totally different nutritionally, like keto or South Beach or low carb or gluten-free or sugar-free or something. I'm too overwhelmed by that. And I don't really want to go back to Weight Watchers at this point, because I like the freedom that calorie counting gives me. You know, for instance, today for lunch, I had an Arby's roast beef sandwich. And if I was working Weight Watchers, I would never have chosen that, and I would have chosen something that didn't sound very good to me or didn't satisfy me as much, because points wise, that roast beef sandwich is worth a lot of points. But from a caloric standpoint, it was 440 calories or something like that. I put it into my FitnessPal tracker, and to me, for my caloric goals right now, that's totally doable as a meal. I didn't get the fries and I didn't get soda or anything like that, but as a meal, it was very satisfying, and calorically speaking, it was what I needed at that time, and it had some good protein and good fats and stuff that have totally satisfied me. So I just feel like I have a little more freedom when it comes to calorie counting. And so that's why I'm choosing that approach right now moving forward. And because I'm a little less active, I'm not able to work out really hard. I can walk, I can do walking now, but I can't lift any weights or do any kind of jogging or strenuous exercise. Because of that, my goal that I'm shooting for right now, just for this week, what I'm committing to is 1,700 calories a day, which seems totally doable. If 2,000 calories has been maintenance for me, a 10% cut would be to 1,800 calories, and I'm just going a tad lower than that because, like I said, I'm just not as active as I normally am, and I'm a little bit more, run down and have a little bit less energy, which is normal following my surgery. So I am shooting for a week of eating at 1,700 calories, and then I will see what happens, and I'll just go from there. And yes, I know that I need to consume less sugar. I know I need to consume fewer processed foods. I know that it's better to choose high protein things, and obviously controlling my emotional eating and not snacking throughout the day. Those are all habits that need to be addressed. I totally understand that. But for now, it's just overwhelming to think of tackling all of that at once. So for now, for the next several days, that's what I'm committing to, 1,700 calories. And you know, no, I don't plan on eating 1,700 calories worth of snack cakes, but I'm not really assigning any rules to that besides just stick to 1,700 calories. So I will probably be shooting, or I would like to shoot some what I eat in a day videos. I would like to kind of get back on the bandwagon with my channel too, because I haven't been producing very much content for you guys. Some of that has been that we've been in just a busy season. We have had some work stress, which I won't talk about. I try to be open and honest with you guys, but that's just something that I can't really talk about and don't really want to. We're all fine, everything's fine, but it's a thing, and I will probably continue to experience that to some extent, and my husband as well, since we work at the same place, and so it all kind of interlaps. That's a factor for me, and stress is a factor because it affects my desire to eat and the kinds of foods that I want to eat. So that's where I am. Gonna count my calories, gonna track my food in my Fitness Pal. I'll check in with you guys. I'll film some what I eat in a day videos. I'll show you what I'm eating, and hopefully kind of get back on the bandwagon with making the content as well. And then I will see where I am in about a week or so and make adjustments there. And I'll just try little by little to kind of get back on track with getting my weight back to where it was when I was at goal, and just feeling really good about my body and eating in a way that makes me feel good. That's where I am. So thanks so much for watching, and thank you for those of you who have stuck with me, especially as it's been so sporadic with my content. I'm gonna do a giveaway pretty soon. We're approaching 3,000 subscribers, and I have been for a while, but I haven't been making a lot of content, so I know that I haven't been picking up as many. But I plan to do a giveaway soon, and just thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your encouragement, and I appreciate the way that you guys help me stay accountable. One of the things that has been helpful on this journey all along is making these videos and showing you guys what I'm eating and telling you how much I've lost or how much I've gained or what I'm struggling with. And you know, reading your encouraging comments, and sometimes just your understanding comments, because some of you have experienced some of the same things that I have, or struggle in some of the same ways, and you have good advice and just good encouragement. So thank you for that, and I plan to be a little bit more present here moving forward now that we've got surgery and vacations and all kinds of other stuff out of the way, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.